Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something pretty exciting, our Ultimate Hunters weapon tier list. If you're anything like me, you've probably spent a lot of time in this game, blasting through waves of enemies. But here's the thing, not all weapons are created equal. Some pack a punch, some don't, and some, well, you might just want to avoid them altogether. We're here to break it down for you and save you the hassle of testing every weapon yourself, so grab your gear because we're about to rank them all. Now, I know what you're thinking, aren't all weapons the same? Well, spoiler alert, most of them are pretty similar, but there's one that stands out like a shining star. We're talking about the weapon that completely changes the game and makes all the others feel, well, kinda basic. Stick around, because I'll give you the rundown on which weapons are totally worth your time, and which ones might just end up collecting dust in your inventory. Let's get into it. I'm quickly moving on to the video, and I'm ranking weapons in Hunters. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of tier list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching.
A very small portion of the audience is subscribed to the channel. Please don't forget to subscribe if you like these types of videos. Thanks.
The weapons in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Greatsword. Alright, let's talk about the Greatsword in Hunters. Now, I know what you're thinking. Big sword, big damage, what's not to love? Well, hold up a second. Sure, this weapon can dish out some serious pain, but let me tell you, its swings are so slow, you'll feel like you're trying to chop wood with a tree trunk. Seriously, while you're winding up for that massive hit, the enemies have already had time to hit you, take a bite out of your health, and laugh in your face. It's one of those weapons where, yeah, the damage is crazy high, but it's a bit of a glass cannon situation. The Greatsword's cooldowns and attack animations are like waiting for a snail to finish a marathon. If you're not careful, those long wind-ups will leave you open for a good chunk of damage. So while you're getting ready to crush your opponent, they're getting ready to crush you right back. It's a bit of a trade-off, right? But don't get me wrong, if you're building a heavy strength character, this might just be your weapon of choice. Maxing out strength and swinging that beast around can definitely bring some satisfaction, if you're patient enough. You need to time your hits perfectly or you'll get hit before you can even land a blow. The slower pace means you really need to commit to that damage output, and if you're all in on strength, you might just make it work. But trust me, you'll need to be prepared for some slower paced combat, or else you're just gonna get wrecked by fast moving enemies. That said, don't sleep on vitality. While putting all your points into strength might sound tempting, consider beefing up your health a bit. The Greatsword's slow attack speed means you will take some hits, and you'll want to survive long enough to swing that thing a few more times. So if you're rolling with this big bad boy, don't forget to balance out your stats a little to avoid getting destroyed. It's a fun weapon, but it'll test your patience and your ability to take a few punches in return. The weapons in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Sword. Alright, let's talk about swords in Hunters, because honestly, if you're looking for a reliable, straightforward weapon, the sword is your best friend. It's like the bread and butter of this game. Nothing too fancy, but it just works. You won't be hitting the highest numbers with some crazy combos, but you're definitely going to feel the impact. The damage is solid, and those skills? Yeah, they're pretty awesome for mowing down enemies in groups, especially the barrage skill. That thing just clears rooms like it's no one's business. Now don't get me wrong, swords are pretty standard. They're not the flashiest weapon, but they definitely do their job. If you're the kind of player who wants to keep things simple and just focus on dealing solid damage while not worrying too much about complicated mechanics, swords are perfect. Plus, they're super easy to swing around, so you can focus more on positioning and just wrecking enemies. Honestly, it's like the comfort food of weapons. One of the best things about the sword though is its versatility. It's not over the top, but it's a great balance between speed and power. You get to dish out some decent damage without being super slow, which is a win. It's a weapon that works great in the early to mid stages of the game. And here's the secret, if you really want to maximize it, dump your ability points into strength. More strength means higher raw damage, and trust me, you'll notice the difference. Lastly, don't forget about the durability. You can make this weapon a bit tankier by adding some points into vitality and perception. This way, you're not just smashing faces, you're also surviving longer in those tougher battles. It's not the flashiest option, but if you're the type who likes to get the job done without overthinking it, swords will have your back. Pretty solid, right? Definitely a B tier weapon, but one that gets the job done every single time. The weapons in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Dagger. Alright, if you've been playing Hunters, you've probably noticed that some weapons just make you feel like a total speed demon, right? Well, that's exactly what the Dagger brings to the table. We're talking about pure speed, flashy skills, and some seriously cool movement that lets you zip through dungeons like you've got a jetpack on. It's not just about slashing enemies, it's about looking good while doing it. Honestly, if you love fast-paced combat, this is definitely the weapon you want to get your hands on. Now, what really puts the Dagger into A-tier territory isn't just its speed, it's the fact that it's getting a major buff soon. Dual wielding. Yup, you heard that right. Soon, you'll be able to take 2 daggers and just unleash chaos. Imagine the damage potential when you're slashing away with 2 blades at once. It's like your enemies won't even know what hit them. This alone is probably one of the most exciting updates for Dagger lovers, and honestly, it's what could make it your main weapon if you're after some stylish combat. The Dagger also benefits a ton from the agility stat, and this is where things get really fun. Maxing out your agility not only boosts your attack speed, but also increases your movement and dodge speeds. So if you're looking for that ultra fast, nimble playstyle, the Dagger's perfect. You'll be dancing around enemies, dodging attacks, and striking back before they even realize you're there. Speed is the name of the game here, and the Dagger delivers in spades. If you're a fan of clearing mobs with style, then trust me, the Dagger is your go-to weapon. It's fast, fun, and insanely satisfying to use, especially with the upcoming dual wield feature. Plus, the flashy skills just add to the excitement, making every encounter feel like a mini performance. So, if you're all about being that speedster with some serious flair, it's time to start training with those daggers. It's definitely worth it. The weapons in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Staff. Alright, let's talk about the weapon that's currently dominating in Hunters, the Staff. Now I know what you're thinking. A staff, isn't that just for support? Nope, not anymore. The Staff is a powerhouse, and here's why you need to start considering it as your go-to weapon. Forget about running up to mobs with your sword, taking hits and hoping you survive. With the Staff, you can keep your distance, throw fireballs, and still heal yourself when things get rough. It's the complete package. The fireball skill is what really sets the Staff apart. This thing lets you hit enemies from way across the room, no problem. We're talking huge AoE damage that melts through mobs like butter. And here's the kicker, it scales with your ENT stat. Yeah, you heard me right. Stack up those intelligence points and you'll be one-shotting bosses while everyone else is still swinging their greatswords trying to land a hit. It's like the Staff doesn't even care about close-range combat. It's all about that long-range, fiery destruction. But wait, there's more. The heal skill is the real cherry on top. If you're in a dungeon, getting swarmed by enemies, and someone's on the verge of dying, boom, heal comes in clutch. Not only are you dealing massive damage with fireball, but you're also keeping yourself and your team alive through tough fights. You're practically invincible, able to solo mobs while other players are still dealing with basic hits. The combination of these two skills is pure magic. Look, the Staff isn't just a support weapon anymore, it's a complete game changer. With Fireball and Heal, you can destroy dungeons on your own, keep your party alive, and look like an absolute legend while doing it. If you're not using the Staff yet, you're definitely missing out. It's the best weapon in Hunters right now, and it's time you got on board. Trust me, you won't regret it. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.